Hey everybody, it's late night and everyone's either gone to sleep or should be sleeping or is heading to sleep. And that's going to be including me, but I had to actually take a break for a second and do a video. So it's about 1 a.m. on the East Coast now, Friday night into Saturday morning. And I started getting a slew of emails from people that had used the baseball algorithm today, being like, wow, it's a really great day today. Uh, then I got a video from someone whose first day purchasing the MLB algorithm was today. And the video showed what looked to be, from my eyes, a $16 parlay, I think it was, that if the Mets lose by less than 2 runs, or 1 run or less, or win, they win. And also if Arizona wins, they win. Those are the only two games that are remaining right now. As of this video, they're both going into the ninth inning, and it looks very, very likely that both of those will win right now, and that bet will cash. The $15 parlay that the person has pays $7,000. I don't know what's on there. I only saw like the last five picks, but there's got to be more than that on there to pay $7,000. That is some hilariousness. And I think that that is indicative of how good the algorithm did today on so many levels, not just the baseball algorithm, but also the basketball algorithm, the NBA algorithm. Um, they did so well today that even a Dumbo like myself can find a way to win money today. I also won and hit two different round robins, one with six teams and no, both with six teams. But one of those picks on each of my round robins was rained out and involved the Colorado Seattle game. So I only hit five on each ticket because that's all I had active. But yeah, I couldn't help but win. And I want to talk about what happened, as well as talk about tomorrow being Saturday, because I'm extremely busy and I have a million things going on Saturday. I don't even know if I'm gonna really have the time with so much going on physically around where I'm gonna be, that I might not even get a baseball video done. So I'm doing it tonight, and I already prepared tomorrow, and we'll talk about that after we talk about the ridiculousness that happened today, which is, for some reason, Arizona is just pouring it on and has 15 runs now going into the eighth or ninth inning. I don't understand. They're 15 to 1. I mean, it's out of control. So the number one pick, which I said to stay away from because I'm an idiot, is up 15 to 1. I bet them, of course, anyway, but look at that ridiculousness. Well, look at everything up top. The Cubs decided to win the game at basically almost the exact score predicted. 8-4, it was 8-3. Like, okay, great. This game managed to stay under. LA and Cincinnati actually stayed under 9. They got to 8. This was 3-1 until late in the game, but they did stay under. So if you bet the under, like I told you to in the video, you won, along with Cincinnati winning, no problem. Boston anally rapes Detroit 8-1. Oh, did the White Sox not score a run? Wow, shocker. Of course not. Philadelphia beats them 7-0. No problem. This game, I actually made a bet and lost on this game. I took Washington plus 1.5 because I saw this. So there, I actually lost something, but that's rare today. Everything else won. Yankees come back to win. I don't know if they came back or they won the whole way. No, they came back to win. I think they won. This game goes over. Like I said, I was like, don't even worry about taking Cleveland. Take the over. They get to 12 runs. Not a problem. Atlanta, did they beat Texas? Almost the exact same predicted score. Kansas City, are they an underdog and did they just outscore Baltimore? Absolutely. And they win. Hey, we lost the game. Wow, where weird. It happens. Detroit loses to Minnesota by 1. Oh, we get Minnesota's runs almost exact, but Detroit apparently gets an extra couple. Oh, so sad. We actually lost the game. Good thing it was all the way down as the why does this say 23 and 38? I'll explain that in a second. But they were down at like the 12th pick or something. It wasn't a big deal. Look, here's where they are. They're all the way down here. They're the ninth pick. No big deal. Like 6% margin. Okay. Shouldn't have played them anyway. I didn't play them. I did not lose on this game. I made some educated betting and didn't touch this game. Oh, did Milwaukee, the pick of the day, find a way to win in extra innings? Absolutely, because that's the day the algorithm was having. I was watching the ninth inning with friends here at the house, and I was explaining to them what was going on as the Brewers were ahead 1-0 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. And they had, oh God, a pitcher I recognized was out there causing trouble and walking in the tying run and leaving the bases loaded with 2 outs, I think it was, or the person that brought in did that. Whatever happened was there was a pitching change late in the ninth, and they did go to a different pitcher who got out of the jam because this was such a pivotal game. Everybody's parlay dies if the pick of the day doesn't win, according to my video. And while they led this game almost the entire game and then did win in overtime. Good for them. That was enormous. That was, dare I say it, a bit lucky. Like there was a way we could have lost this game, but that's just not the way things have been going for the algorithm recently. And so Milwaukee finds a way to win, and that's a that makes today a winning day on so many levels for so many reasons. San Diego loses. Oh, we lost another game. Okay, it happens. Mets are coming in as an underdog. Why did we talk about the Mets? Because the projected score was favoring the Mets and the margin was minimal at like 2%, and the line was terrible for the Dodgers. And sure enough, the Mets, I believe, have already won this game. I think it's over. I think they won 8-4. And Arizona destroying it for no reason. What that results in is you being unable to lose on anything in the top 8 games. And there were pretty reasonable lines here, and all the over-unders mentioned in the video won. And it's just like both underdogs win. Talk about us. And by the way, this is a third underdog. Boston is essentially an underdog in that game. Look, what was the other line? Pittsburgh minus 112. Who is the underdog in this game? The answer is slightly Boston. Even though you don't get paid better than even money, they're still the underdog in this game. So we actually hit 3 underdogs, all 3 underdogs, with the exception of Detroit, Toronto, which also win. And I feel like we kind of catch the Mets all the way down here. We push this line so far down that we say it's not a good idea to take the Dodgers. So I I can call this algorithm the sports betting goat of algorithms and be absolutely honest with you. And I think that those of you that wagered according to this today realize that. And this is now the 4th day in the row of beating the living piss. I'm sorry, we didn't actually beat the odds makers 3 days ago, even though we won some more games, until I switched the combination string to combination string 488 when I realized we need to have a heavier assessment on the pitching stats for the starting pitcher because they're going longer at this point in the season. As soon as we made that change, we're starting to do stuff like this. So, all that being said, let's talk about tomorrow in a minute. First, let's go over to NBA because guess what also won? That. Did the Heat win? Of course. Did we guess their points? Almost exactly. It just so happens that their opponent scored less. Oh, did the Pelicans win? Because that's who I said to play. They weren't even an underdog when I bet them. I got them at minus 110 because the algorithm came out and the odds makers were like, oh shit. Did Ken's algorithm just say that the Pelicans are supposed to win and this is a playing game? And are we going to get beat by the algorithm in a playoff game? Yep. Yep, you are. So you're going to change your lines. Pelicans win. Not a problem. It's a lower scoring game than we thought, but oh well. Still wins. We pick winners. Are there more games tomorrow? Yes, there are. Want to take a look? Here you go. Do you want to update the injury report before the game? Absolutely. So this is what it says right now. One thing that popped out at me is if Minnesota is really healthy, that's a great line for an 8% margin against Phoenix. So I would say the number one NBA pick for Saturday is the Timberwolves. So we'll see how that goes. But it's always good to update that. Well, let's go back to baseball. So you want to know about tomorrow because you could have made a fortune like 7 grand off a $15 bet today. like the person who bought the algorithm on Friday got. Good for you. I didn't do that. I won about $1,000. Still not bad, but off 200. You made 7 grand off $15. Good for you. How about tomorrow? Well, I did do some work on tomorrow. I brought in some of the stats already. And what's cool about this is when you look at this in today and tomorrow mode, you get this weird cumulative pick rank, meaning like number one pick of the 2 days, not just of Friday, but the number one pick of Friday and Saturday is apparently the Cubs over Miami at 2:20 p.m. on Saturday because Javier Assad is much better than the AAA pitcher Rodney Munoz, who has an ERA of 11 and is 0-3 in AAA this year. So, yeah, minus 145 is a joke. If you don't think this line is going to move to minus 200 or worse, which I think it will before Saturday, you don't understand the power of the algorithm, the power of knowledge, because this is ridiculous. If this is in here right and Rodney Munoz is actually starting, I can't see this being minus 145 for long. I almost want to check right now. Anyway, well, let's just quickly glance. What does it say to do? Yeah, it says Cubs. It says Cubs, Cubs, because there's a doubleheader also. It says Philly, because the White Sox suck. It says Mets over the Dodgers, everybody. Again, Cleveland, Boston, Houston. Guess what? It's not really great for me to go over everything here tonight because lineups aren't confirmed, pitchers might change, and odds are still going to be updated. They're actually missing for the last game down here being Toronto and San Diego. So obviously I need to do it in the morning anyway, even though I probably won't have much time. But understand that if you put in the work and really assess this, you end up being able to do like what we did today, which is win a bundle of cash with not that much by hitting everything above 10% margin without a doubt. And also the logic of the run projections in the like these were just incredible. If you look at the color coding of how many runs were projected and how many runs were actually scored, when the color coding is matching in these two columns, that's excellent. That means you're doing a great job of color coding things. The team with the most runs was at the top. The answer happened to be yes. Even though Cleveland put up 10 down here against Oakland, we didn't see that coming, but this one was great. This one was great. We predicted 8 runs. They put up 8 runs. Milwaukee was short, but they still win. Atlanta, we say put up 7, they put up 8. Boston, we say put up 7, they put up 8. Yankees, we say put up 7, they put up 5. 7, so like just stuff was just incredible. Just incredible. So if I didn't prove that $100 is a very fair price to pay for access to this file because you can have days like this. You can now see that you can have days like this. And while you won't have them every day, you will have them more often when you put effort into this, and certainly we had that happen today. So I hope your picks won today because almost all of mine did, and the algorithm did a pretty good job of finding you ways to be profitable. If you look at the most basic sense of it, if you bet every team the algorithm said to play today, and you bet them on the money line, and you bet $1 each game, you bet $14, you went 11-3, and you ended the day with $19.43. So if you bet $100 a game, you bet $1,400. You ended up with $1,943. You made $500 today just doing nothing more than looking at this Excel file and betting on the teams that it said to play to win. When the algorithm does that and makes you 39% in a day without a sweat, and that's if you bet it in the most risk averse, like slow fluctuating bankroll way that you can do it, just betting on the money line, the team to win. Like you're probably not going to lose all 14 games in one day, just like you're usually not going to win 14 either. But when you have 7-7 day, you maybe lose a little bit, but on an 11-3 day, you can see you make 40% on your money. And it wasn't a huge risk, like a huge parlay. It was just every single team. When the algorithm does that, especially when it does it in order, I feel validated, and I feel as though when I tell you that this is the best that was ever made, that you see it was the best that was ever made. And that's why the odds makers use it. And that's why it does things like this, like not only picking off three underdogs, but also aligning the point projections very, very close to what actually happens. It's badass. It worked. I hope it picks one. Like I said, most of mine won today. And I won about 5-1 on my money. And if every day you win 5-1 on your money, you're making a fortune real fast. You're making a fortune in a week if you can run that for a week. We're already 4 days into this. We'll see how this continues to go. And there will be a private video on Saturday. and we'll keep doing analysis and trying to dodge landmines and catch the winners. We'll see what happens. All right. Good luck. Make all your picks be winning.